So in this demonstration, we do have one patient that has come through for a request for biochemistry and hematology. Now I'm going to show you how to use our Catalyst 1 machine. So we're using the same patient in Simba. We can see that it's waiting for it to be in process, and our light is flashing orange, which is indicating it is waiting for us to load our sample. So the first thing that we do is open up the second drawer from the bottom, which is going to show where our sample goes, our clips go, and our pipette tips. First thing I like to do is make sure our pipette tips are all fully stocked. Even if there is one that isn't there, it will be unhappy with us. Okay, so now that our drawer is open, I thought we just might have a little run through about what this machine requires from us if you haven't used a machine like this before, or if you haven't used this one in our hospital. So firstly, we are missing a couple of consumables for our machine to be able to run effectively. So we do need to fill up our pipette tips that are in our pipette holder. So if you come over here to the left side of our lab area, you'll see we have quite a bit of collection of some consumables down in this second drawer. So what we're wanting to do is just collect a couple of these pipette tips, and we're going to just sit them into our pipette holder. Okay, so I like to run every test with that to be fully stocked before we do run our test. The next part of this machine is dependent on how your sample has been collected. If you are using a whole blood separator, which is our little UFOs as we like to call them. So this is our UFO or our whole blood separator. Really important, once your blood has been put into your tube, you are needing to take the green lid off, and you want to put it quite firmly into your machine. To the right hand side of our machine, you'll see that we do have some more little random components. This is for our slide wash. So we would use this in the event for running total T4, phenobarbital, or I believe progesterone as well. For our sample we're running today, I will be running a total T4, so you'll be able to see how that gets placed. The key thing with slide wash is that it will only go in one way, so you don't need to force your slide wash into the machine. If it fits in nicely, then you'll know that that is the correct position for it. Okay, so now I've gone over a little bit about the machine, what consumables is required to run a sample, and where you find them. We are going to run a test. So today I'm using Simba, who is a cat that's undergoing a feline wellness profile, which is CHEMS 10, SDMA, and total T4. As we've already stated, running our hematology, we've got Simba ready to go in our processing section on our vet lab station, and our orange light is flashing to indicate the machine's ready for us to load our sample. The first thing I like to do is get a pipette and get your sample cut. So they're your two main things that you'll need if you're running a sample from a tube that's been spun down in a centrifuge. So you do just want to take your lid off your sample, and you just want to extract that serum without getting your blood in there. Yep. Okay. And then you just want to drop it into your sample cup. From there, you want to just carefully put your sample into your sample cup holder, which is just right to where your whole blood separator would go. A little cheat sheet up the top of our machine shows the steps in the order that you put your clips in. So for today's example, we are going to be using our chemistry clip. So I've got my Chem 10 that all lives in the freezer below the machines. The best way I like to describe it is it's like a lollipop. So you just want to flick the lollipop open so you're holding it upright. From there, trying to carefully not touch the slides, you want to have the IDEXX symbol facing you. Then we're going to slide it in like a jigsaw, so it should fit quite effortlessly into our machine. Okay. From there, you want to grab your lollipop stick and pull out. We then want to go on to our SDMA, so that is a single slide. So again, you just want to be careful not to put any fingers onto the slide. So I just grab either end of it. Again, there is a particular way this goes on. You want to have your SDMA and your QR codes and numbers facing the top, and that just slides in on top as well. final part of this test, you are wanting to run your total T4. So again, this is another single slide that you just want to be careful with taking out. Turn it around the right way so you've got some funky little numbers and a QR code like picture. Popping it into your slide holder. So this is what we were talking about earlier. So this is a slide wash. Really important to make note, if you're running anything PHBR, you're wanting to use only the two that are right at the front. With your total T4, it just sits right into place there. Yeah, if I was to turn it upside down, see how I'm sort of trying to jam it in. It doesn't quite sit quite flush with the machine, but if I go the other way, it just slides in quite seamlessly. Now we've got our pipette tips, we've got our sample, we've got our slides, we've got our slide wash. Gently close the machine, and we just want to let the machine know that we're ready for it to run its test. The big square button, you just want to press it, the light will stop flashing and it'll just illuminate orange, and that's indicating that it's beginning to run the sample.